Welcome our viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. How good was Joey Porter Jr. rookie season? We've seen Joey Porter Jr. If you haven't seen the news already, he is a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's playing amazing football. I say playing. He's played amazing football this entire season. Second round pick for the Steelers this past year in the draft. Basically was kind of a first round pick because, you know, the Dolphins lost there because of the tampering. And so the 32nd pick was in the second round, even though it was still the first round technically. But did a great job. It was a great selection by Mr. Khan and Coach Tomlin to go out there and get JPJ, and he did a good job. You look at his numbers from just the statistics wise: 32 tackles this year, 1 interception, 10 pass deflections, allowed a 47.6 completion percentage, which was the 4th lowest allowed, 73 passer rating allowed as well. And he played tremendous football against a lot of top-tier competition as well, which I'll get into later in the video. But look at his numbers just straight off the bat. He played amazing. Of course, we can start with the negatives. The only thing that negative you can say about his game maybe is the penalties, maybe a little bit here and there. Like, it might get a little handsy, and I mentioned that on the draft report. You know, a lot of us was talking about JPJ. JPJ, Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, all those guys are very similar. They get a little handsy. They kind of like that Sauce Gardner type, the tall, lanky cornerbacks who have a lot of arm length as well, who can be physical and be aggressive, but sometimes he might cost them sometimes a little bit because they're playing too aggressive, might get a holding penalty here and there. But I'd rather have a holding penalty than you be soft and let a guy just bull rush past you and catch a 50-yarder down the field. So I'd rather take the holding penalties. And he kind of cleaned the penalties up after a while too later down the year. But of course, that's the only thing negative you can really say about his game. Besides that, he's been able to match receivers speed for speed, step for step, been able to be physical versus receivers, been able to step up and make plays in the air. We've seen him get an interception in the end zone against the Ravens, be able to make pass deflections as well, and just go out there and just harass receivers and make it very difficult, putting them in prison basically out there. And you look at some of the notable opponents he had faced throughout this season. He has Puka Nacua, who was targeted 4 times. It was 1 for 4 on 22 yards. Devontae Adams, 1 for 3, 12 yards. Calvin Ridley, 2 for 4, 20 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 1 for 5, 17 yards. Jamar Chase, 2 for 2, 36 yards. The only person that really had a good game against him was DK Metcalf, who was 3 for 6 for 86 yards. But besides that, he played very good, and being on those guys like that. Of course, you know, the NFL is a little different now. A lot of the #1 corners don't follow the entire game, but they do follow you most of the time in clutch situations when they come down and it's do or die. They do follow you in those big moments right there, especially on third downs and stuff. So seeing him go out there and line up against some of the teams #1, we've been looking for a guy like this for a long time, because the Steelers was mostly known when they had, of course, we had Palomalu in the backfield. We had Ike Taylor. Ike Taylor wasn't, of course, like no super elite corner, but he was still pretty good like that. He might couldn't catch a lot of things. He had a lot of drops, interceptions, but he was still very good corner in being physical with guys and stuff. So when you have a guy who is physical, when you have your safety, we have Minkah Fitzpatrick, we have JPJ now, and now it's better for us. You see our defense started to kind of blitz a lot more this season and bring more pressure. Of course, we had some injuries that happened, but I think next year when we kind of add more depth from the middle linebacker position and other positions around, we'll be able to send more blitzes and play our game, that man-to-man press, because we won't be worried about the outside. And especially if you get a guy like Corey Trice to come back to be the guy we think he can be, that'd be a nice addition as well. I've seen the Steelers are interviewing or went out there to talk to Joey Porter Jr.'s cousin, who was in a D2 college, so he might not be a high pick. Of course, he'd probably be maybe a late round pick, maybe 7th-round pick, or undrafted free agent. But, you know, the Steelers will find a way to use the bloodline to make produce a player, go out there and just play very good football. We've seen it before throughout history and throughout time. Of course, it doesn't matter where you draft it either most of the time, because a lot of people might see what college you came from and this or that. But it kind of matters that work you put in, the work you put in, the ability to start, you know, being coachable and knowing your role and buying into your role, into your spot, and going out there and playing. So hopefully we get another cornerback on the other side. Patrick Peterson playing safety and being in the slot was a better fit as well. Wallace, he had his moments here and there, but I feel like the Steelers go out there and can get a Jalen Johnson type like that. I think that's the one that's from the Bears, who the Steelers trying to trade for last time. You get a guy like that, or you get I think that was Jalen Johnson. I could be mistaken though. Or you get a guy like I'm trying to think. Who's another guy? It was the guy from the Bears. I think that was Jalen Johnson. I could be mistaken though. Let me know down below. And it was somebody else to the Steelers. Oh yeah, Stephon Gilmore. I know Stephon Gilmore is older. I know he's older with the Cowboys. He's supposed to be a free agent this season. But you can maybe find him on like a lower deal, and if you draft a corner or sign like or Corey Trice, you start working with him and stuff. You can have him behind Gilmore and kind of learn a lot more. You have a guy in Patrick Peterson, Gilmore, and then you have JPJ as well. So you have some versatility around. So you can go with a veteran presence. It depends on what the Steelers want to go. But we'll see what happens though. But if you get a guy on the other side of JPJ, that'd be absolutely amazing. But JPJ played good this year. The numbers speak for themselves, and this is why he's a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year, playing amazing football. Of course, his tackling is going to get better too as well. We've seen him have struggles with tackling throughout the season early on, but late in the season we've seen him make some plays, get in the backfield, have a few tackle for losses here and there, and making some tackles like that, being physical. We like a cornerback who's physical. Remember we had Rod Woodson here, who's very physical, who's almost like a safety a little bit. The way he played safety later in his career too, but getting downhill and not being afraid to tackle, not being afraid to wrap up and stuff, and also playing great coverage as well. So yeah, so JPJ, in my opinion, had a great rookie season. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give him probably I give him an 8 out of 10. I feel like he missed some opportunities on a few plays. Like he had some opportunities for some interceptions. I think it was the game against the Bengals when he came down, he had one of his hands, kind of dropped the ball. I feel like he could have had that interception to add a little more to the statistical category. But overall, scale 1 to 10, I give him like an 8.5 out of 10. He did a very good job this season, and that's why he's a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Amazing player. We finally found the cornerback. It took a lot because we had a lot of different guys in this uniform. We had goddamn was it Valentino Blake? But I think he switched his name to Antoine Blake. And we had Cody Sensabaugh. We had Ross Cockrell. We had what's his name? Willie Gay. He had some pick sixes here and there and stuff, but it still was not like consistent enough. We also had Artie Burns. Artie Burns was another guy we had. And we had somebody else. Somebody else we had. I can't think of it. There's somebody else we had that was not too good either, probably. Who else we had as a cornerback? But I think those are the top 5 I could think of just right off the back of like people who are like, man, we need to get rid of these guys. So those probably the top one, especially Ross Cockrell. He cannot tackle. And then Artie Burns couldn't cover. His rookie season, he had so much potential. We saw his rookie season, we were like, okay, he had a little potential. He got burnt a few times, but we were like, okay, maybe we can manage it. It didn't work. And then, the DBs like Sean Davis and Mike Mitchell, different guys we had throughout time, it didn't work either. In our middle linebacker spot, we still trying to look for a guy to fill that middle linebacker void since Ryan Shazier went down. We had Bostic, and you had John Bostic. You had Mark Barron come up in there now. Now we got Landon Roberts. He's a little older and stuff, but he did a very good job. And then, Cole Holcomb was doing a good job before he tore his leg, and Quan Alexander, same thing. So we just trying to still fill that void in the middle linebacker spot as well. So we got a lot of things happening. It was the middle linebacker spot since Ryan Shazier went down, and the cornerback spot. But now we found our cornerback, our number 1 corner, who's able to go out there and play press coverage, not no soft zone coverage and doing that. Able to play press coverage and get physical with guys. So now we can start building around and try to find other pieces around for the team as well. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Joey Porter Jr. rookie season. Do you think he have a chance to win DP? It'd be DROY. Yeah, DROY on the award ceremony on February 8th. But that's all I got for this video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.